The primary cause of needing to reload is missing.
The Ruger SR9E was a popular semi-automatic handgun known for its reliability, ergonomics, and value for the money. It is a striker-fired pistol and was the latest addition to the discontinued Ruger SR series. It's the Range Ronin, and I just happen to have a Ruger SR9E to review. Stick with me, as I will tell you all about it. This channel fully endorses the safe operation of firearms and that firearms must be handled responsibly at all times. Any firearm used for this presentation has been checked and rechecked to ensure safe manipulation of the firearm during any video production. The Ruger SR9E gained a lot of attention in the market, and this presentation aims to provide an overview of its features, pros and cons, and how it stacks up against other popular handguns, including the Glock G19, Smith & Wesson MP9, and Springfield XD9. When the Ruger SR series of pistols first came out, I jumped on the bandwagon pretty quickly, investing first in an SR45 that eventually led to the purchase of a SR9 and SR9C. The SR9E had yet to arrive, and when it did, I passed it by. After all, how many SRs does a fella need? The SR9E under review that I have has been loaned to me by a good friend, and I appreciate that gesture. As mentioned, the Ruger SR9E was the last of the SR series of pistols, which did not include the very popular SR1911 series that has remained and stands tall and proud among 1911 aficionados today. In 2017, 12 years after its introduction, Ruger discontinued the SR series of handguns. This was presumably because Ruger wanted to focus on the higher-end Ruger American pistol and the cheaper Ruger Security 9, which were introduced in that same year. Since this review is in regard to the SR9, however, let's start with the basic specifications. Ruger shifted toward producing smaller, sleeker, and more affordable pistols in response to the market swing toward polymer frame, double-action only handguns. The SR9 and 9E were part of this shift, offering slim profiles and competitive pricing compared to previous Ruger models like the P85 and P90. When it came to choosing a reliable and high-quality handgun, the Ruger SR9E was a popular option among gun enthusiasts. In this segment, I will delve into the features of the Ruger SR9E, including its design and construction, trigger and safety mechanisms, magazine capacity, and sight options. The design and construction of the Ruger SR9E is built around several key elements: an ergonomic grip for comfortable handling, a durable polymer frame for reduced weight and enhanced durability, a Picatinny rail for easy accessory attachment and customization. High visibility sights for improved target acquisition. With its sturdy construction and user-friendly design, the Ruger SR9E was, and still is, an excellent choice for experienced shooters and those new to firearms, although it can only be found in the used marketplace. The Ruger SR9E boasts a smooth and consistent trigger pull, improving accuracy and precision. Trigger pull weight came in at 4 pounds, 2.9 ounces with a 5-pull average. Reset is very nice and the break is crisp. There is a bit of mush before the trigger breaks, but it is very livable. The SR9E includes a trigger safety, firing pin safety, and a loaded chamber indicator for increased security. The Ruger SR9E boasts a standard magazine capacity of 17 rounds, providing an ample amount of ammunition for various shooting needs. With its generous magazine capacity, the Ruger SR9E allows for extended shooting sessions without the need for frequent reloading, allowing for continual focus on target practice or competitive shooting. Compared to other handguns, the magazine capacity of the Ruger SR9E stands out, offering a competitive edge in terms of sustained shooting performance. As you know, shooting enthusiasts favor high round count magazines. The SR9E's magazine capacity provides a good balance of capacity and reliability. The Ruger SR9E comes with traditional 3-dot sights for a classic aiming experience. Some models did offer adjustable rear sights. This model, though, has front and rear drift adjustable sights. So, what are the pros and cons of the Ruger SR9E? The Ruger SR9E was a popular choice among gun enthusiasts, known for its reliability and affordability. However, like any firearm, it has its own set of pros and cons. So let's take a look at those. Among the pros is the ergonomic design for comfortable handling, the high magazine capacity for extended shooting sessions, the smooth trigger and reliable safety features. It's good value for the money compared to similar handguns. Some users may find the Ruger SR9E to have a somewhat stiff trigger initially, and the grip texture may feel too aggressive for individuals with sensitive hands. Additionally, the cons of the SR9E include limited aftermarket accessories and customization options compared to other popular handgun models. So, how does the Ruger SR9E compare to other handguns? When it comes to handguns, there are many options available in the market. One popular choice among gun enthusiasts was the Ruger SR9E. But how does this handgun compare to other top contenders, like the Glock G19, the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, and the Springfield XT9? The Glock G19 is more compact and lighter than the Ruger SR9E, making it easier to conceal and carry. While both handguns have similar trigger safety mechanisms, Glock 19 is known for its consistent trigger pull and shorter reset. The Glock 19 has a wider range of aftermarket parts and accessories available compared to the Ruger SR9E. Comparing the Ruger SR9E versus the Smith & Wesson M&P 9, we see the following. One advantage someone might perceive is that the Smith & Wesson M&P 9 has a longer barrel than the Ruger SR9E, a 4.25-inch barrel. As compared to the Springfield XT9, in terms of ergonomics, the Ruger SR9E has a slimmer grip compared to the Springfield XT9, providing a more comfortable hold for those with smaller hands. With that behind me, let's get to the range with the Ruger SR9E and do an initial run-in for form and function. Since I have experience with the SR45, SR9, and SR9C, I expected no less performance-wise from the SR9E. As you will soon see, I was not disappointed. The Ruger SR9E performed without flaw. In fact, it ran about as perfect as one could expect. No failures of any kind. Perfectly accurate for defensive use. All controls are easy to operate, an excellent trigger to work with, and a good set of sights to place on the target. Felt recoil is minimal, as is muzzle flip. It would be very easy to run the SR9E fast, if desired, as the grip feels very good in the hand, with no slippage during firing that I could detect. As you can see by the target, inherent accuracy is present. I did pull one low left shot during the familiarization, and needed to make a POA adjustment to get my headshots where I wanted them. But once the SR9E and I had a brief discussion, we both settled in very well, in my opinion. With the range experience behind me, let's get into my final thoughts. Although a striker-fired pistol, the SR9E was designed to emulate, in many ways, the characteristics of the 1911 pistol, in its slimness of design and ergonomics. When determining if the purchase of a Ruger SR9E is worthwhile, it is crucial to consider its features, reviews, and comparisons to other handguns. Your decision should be based on your individual needs, budget, and preferences. Some important factors to take into account include its design, performance, ergonomics, and the value for the cost. Additionally, examining how it measures up against competitors such as the Glock G19, Smith & Wesson M&P 9, and Springfield XD9 can offer some valuable insights. In my mind, any of the Ruger SR series of pistols are extremely viable for self or home defense needs, which is why the SR45, SR9, and SR9C are still with me. Any one of the Ruger SR series of pistols, I believe, would serve you well. Well, here I am again, closing out yet another chapter in this journey of mine. I hope that you enjoyed the presentation and found it useful. I hope to see you again in the near future. Until we do meet again, stay healthy, vigilant, armed, and safe wherever your journeys take you.